What's up everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today I made my way down to Audi Greenville and we're going to take a look at this 2019 Audi S4. Huge shout out to them for providing this vehicle for me today. I'll have all of their contact information in the description below. This model here is finished off in Nirvana Blue Metallic and it has an MSRP just over $60,000. Also, don't forget, for the month of January, we are doing a GoPro giveaway. More details on that will be later in this video. Under the hood of the S4, this has a 3-liter turbocharged V6 engine. This is only paired to the 8-speed S-tronic automatic transmission. It does have steering wheel mounted paddle shifters as well. This engine produces 349 horsepower at 5,400 RPM and 369 pound-feet of torque as low as 1,300 RPM. It is all-wheel drive with the Quattro all-wheel drive system. Weighs around 3,800 pounds. This vehicle can do 0 to 60 in about 4.5 seconds, and it has a top speed of 155 miles an hour. It's limited to about 130 with all-season tires, and with a fuel capacity of 21.3 gallons, you can expect to see 21 miles per gallon in the city and 30 out on the highway. The wheelbase measures 111.2 inches. It has an overall length of 186.8 inches. The width is 72.5, and it has a height of 55.3 inches. Starting up front on the S4, this comes with LED headlights and LED daytime running lights. They have a really nice design to them. The turn signal inside the housing is at the top of it and gives it just a really nice look. As we make our way over to the grille, it has the traditional hexagonal style shaped grille that Audis come with. Single frame design with the gloss black running around the outside. We have the Audi logo in the center with the S4 off and to the side. There's some cutouts around the Audi logo here to provide more cooling to the engine. As we make our way down to the lower section, you'll see the small front lip on the bumper here. It's finished off in gloss black. There's even more trim pieces around where there's a sensor on both sides, and there's actually functional air inlets on each side of the bumper. This will help direct airflow through the bumper and around the front tires. And then as we make our way up to the hood, you can see 4 distinctive lines coming down. They meet right at the top of the headlights and the grille, just giving it a very clean look. Moving to the side of the S4, we're going to start out with these 19-inch wheels. They have a 5-arm rotor design to them with a matte titanium finish, and there's also a 2-tone finish to them at the same time. Has a really nice look on this car, especially against the blue. You can see that the calipers are also painted red, and the front rotors measure in at 13.8 inches and 13 inches in the rear. As we make our way back to the side mirrors, you can see they're finished off in gloss black. They are power folding, feature the integrated turn signal as well. There's also a lot of black trim pieces throughout the rest of this vehicle. You'll see it around the window, so everything has been blacked out. This has a sunroof up on the top of it, and then there's really nice lines that run down the side of the vehicle. The first one starts at the headlight. It runs through the doors. You can see it go through the gas cap all the way into the rear taillights, and then down on the side skirt, there's a nice protrusion here, giving it a really nice look. So overall, it has a great side profile to it. And as we finish up in the rear of the S4, this has a nice trunk lip spoiler to it, just gives it a great design. Has your standard backup camera with parking sensors throughout the middle section of the bumper. This comes with LED taillights and LED brake lights. The turn signals actually have a really nice design to them at the same time. Gives it a very unique look for the Audi. Down below we have the gloss black diffuser right in the center, and then this has a split quad style exhaust to it. That's going to finish it up for the exterior walk-around on the 2019 Audi S4. I really like this color combo with the blue and the titanium finish on the wheels, especially having the black on the mirrors. Just gives it a really nice design overall. But now let's go ahead and check out the interior. I have the vehicle locked and the key in my pocket. I'll just place my hand on the door handle and it will automatically unlock. Taking a look at the door panel now on the S4, you'll see that there's Alcantara on the back side of it. Very nice rotor gray leather on the armrest, along with gray stitching that runs along it. There's a brushed aluminum trim piece just behind the release handle. You have more aluminum on the release handle itself. Lock and unlock with your 2-seat memory adjustments. This has a 19-speaker Bang & Olufsen sound system, along with an electronic button for the rear trunk. Good amount of storage space down below. And then on the inside of the grab handle, you have your side mirror controls, so they're power folding as I mentioned earlier, and heated as well. And then all of the window controls are just behind that. Now in the driver's seat of the S4, let's start with these Nappa leather seats. They have the same rotor gray that carries on from the door panel. These have a 12-way power adjustability with 4-way power lumbar support and the massaging feature as well. So needless to say, these are very comfortable seats. I love the stitching that runs down them. You have the S badge on the top section of them. And the bolsters are not overly aggressive, but they have a good amount of support to them at the same time. And you can adjust the front section of the seat just by pulling it forwards or backwards. And that leads me onto the steering wheel here. It's completely wrapped in leather with more of that gray stitching running on the inside of it. Has a nice flat bottom design to it with some aluminum aluminum trim pieces and piano black trim pieces at the same time. Has a very comfortable feel to it. Paddle shifters are easily accessible on the back side. Moving to the left side of the steering wheel, there's a small compartment down below. You can fit anything that you need to place there, which is nice to have that extra space. Just above that is all the headlight controls along with one air vent. As we make our way to the center gauge cluster here, this is Audi's virtual cockpit. It measures just over 12 inches. We can use all of these buttons on the left side of the steering wheel to control that. On the far left, however, you have your engine temperature. Fuel gauge is over on the far right side. And then using those buttons, I'm going to scroll over from navigation and we can look at all of your vital information like your average fuel consumption. You have your long and short-term memory along with your driver assistance. We can scroll over and see the radio, your phone when that is paired, and we're back to the navigation. This view also puts your tach down at the bottom left and your speedometer on the far right side. If I click on view, so now you have a large tach right in the center along with your miles per hour and gear selection. And then off to the far left, we can still scroll through those options that I just showed you. So it's very nice to toggle between both of those. And then of course on the right side, you have your navigation, your Bluetooth and voice commands, and you can adjust the radio. This bottom button here is a customizable button. So just by pushing on that, you can see on the 7-inch screen in the center, there are different things that you can use that button for. Also for the center screen, to control it, all of those are down below. You have your navigation and map along with phone, radio, media. You have a menu and back button along with a rotary dial in the center. So if I just click on menu right now, you'll see the screen that I just showed. You can go from your phone to your media, navigation, pull up your map. You have settings that you can go into. Very easy to control this. If I just click on that rotary dial, we can go through the adaptive suspension and you can pick what you'd like that to be set for. We can go into the map and pull that up full screen so you can see that on this one along with being able to see it in the center. Just below that we have the dual zone climate for up front. You have the fan speed right in the center along with turning the AC on and off right next to that. Where you'd like the air to go is on each side for driver and passenger. And then of course you have the temperature that you can control. They are synced at the moment, but you can unsync these as well. And then this does have heated seats for both driver and passenger. Down below we have a shortcut to your drive select. So with the adaptive suspension, you can easily get to that screen. We have the engine start stop feature along with traction control. You have the parking sensors you can turn on and off. When you do click on that, it will pop up the backup camera along with sensors on the side there. And then off to the far right, you can turn that screen on and off if you'd like to. Just below that, we have the engine start stop button along with a 12 volt, a USB, and a little bit of storage space. There are 2 cup holders just behind that. We have all of those controls for that screen as I just showed you, along with some presets on the top there. Behind that, we have the leather wrap shifter. If I just push on the trigger on the far left, we can go all the way up into reverse. You'll see the backup camera as I just showed you pop up. We can go all the way back into drive, pop it over into manual mode, and then when we're ready to put it into park, just click the P on the back. Just behind that is the electronic parking brake along with a nice S badge. You have a physical button for the on-off and volume for the radio, a little bit of storage next to that. As we make our way to the center console, it's wrapped in more leather, and once you open that, you have a wireless charging port along with a USB and auxiliary port in the back side, and this does slide forwards and backwards. So if you need a little bit more comfort, you have the option to do that. Making our way over to the glove box, you have a lot of space along with a CD player for anything that you need to place there. More brushed aluminum runs across the dash, giving it a really nice look. And then we'll take one last look at the seats. The gray looks really nice. Up top, this does feature a sunroof as well. You have all those controls in the center here along with the dome lights. Now making our way to the back seats in the S4, everything is just like up front. You have really nice leather, the stitching that runs throughout it, and then everything on the door panel has that same premium touch to it, just like up front. Very nice, comfortable seats. I am 5'10". I have the front seat set at my height, so I have a few inches in front of my knees, and then actually 2 or 3 inches above my head. So I have a lot more headroom than I do legroom in this position. But it's comfortable. There's nothing that's claustrophobic about it. I can easily put my head all the way back and have plenty of room. If we go ahead and take a look at the center armrest here, you have a little bit of storage space on the back side of it, and then individual cup holders for each side. So you just flip those up. Very easy to do. And then we can lift up underneath this headrest and fold the middle seat down so you can put anything through to the trunk that you need to, or fold the other 2 seats down and have tons of storage room. Right in the middle here is the 3rd zone climate for this car. So it does have a 3-zone 4-in-1 climate control system. They have 2 USBs along with a 12-volt as well. And last up, we'll go ahead and take a look at the trunk storage space. You can use the key fob, the button inside, or up underneath the Audi logo. It will automatically open up. There's about 13 cubic feet of storage space in the back with the back seats up, and then with them folded down, obviously you have plenty of room. There's no overhangs or anything, which makes it easy for things to slide through. You have a little bit of a net on the left side and a storage cubby spot off into the right side. There's also some hooks here, so if you need to put groceries or some kind of bag on there, it won't slide around within the interior. Getting the S4 out on the road now, I've driven a lot of S model Audis this week. I recently drove the S7, the S6, and now I'm in the S4. So I'm getting smaller in vehicle size and getting a little bit more sporty at the same time. So far this feels like the other vehicles as far as just being in an Audi. I have it in comfort mode right now, so obviously it's gonna give me a really comfortable ride. But let's go ahead and pop it over into manual mode. I can easily reach down and put this into dynamic mode as well. And now we are a little bit more sporty in the car. Downshift a couple gears here. It's not crazy loud. We'll give it a little bit of gas. Wow. It definitely has a good amount of power. It's very smooth in the shifts, and it's not loud at the same time. It's actually pretty well insulated on the inside, so you're not really going to hear the exhaust. Maybe you guys can hear that a little bit. It is so smooth in those shifts and pretty quick. I'm up to the speed limit just like that. But this is a fun car to drive. I love the steering wheel, especially with the flat bottom design. Has really good grips on it, or you have a really good grip on the steering wheel. So coming around a sharp right-hand turn like this. Wow. Oh yeah. Very planted. Hug that turn incredibly well. So we'll go ahead and do another acceleration. Not even half throttle. And we are up to the speed limit just like that. I'm very impressed with all of the S model Audis I've driven this week. They're quick, they're smooth, and you really don't need much more power than that. They're very sporty at the same time. So you have a really nice sedan packaged well and still gives you that performance driving that you're looking for if that's something that you want. But let's move on to the general visibility. For a four-door sedan like this, it's actually pretty good to see all around. I like how thin these A-pillars are, and then a quick glance over my left and right shoulder. Those pillars are really not all that big. As I mentioned earlier, when I was in the back seat, there's actually 2 glasses for the back seat passengers, so they really help over both my shoulders to be able to give me just a little bit more visibility, which is obviously nice. Moving back to the comfort of driving this now, I still have it in dynamic, coming around this turn here, and then getting on the brakes. It handles so well, and it's very smooth at the same time. I really like how this car is driving so far. And you have the massaging seat feature as well to give you a little bit more comfort. There's a button down on the side here. There are a lot of different options that you can go through. You have wave, stretch, need is one of them, and then you can also control where in the seat you want the massaging function to actually work. So right now it's on my lumbar region there. You can also set it to the bolsters and the side. So that is pretty cool. Other than that, it's really comfortable. It's a great daily driver if you're going to use this as a daily. You have plenty of space in the back, even with the seats down, gives you a lot more room. So I have no complaints so far with how it drives. I like that it's sporty, but it still has all the features that you want. You have the virtual cockpit, so that gives you plenty of information that you need to look at. You have the screen in the center as well, and really not too much else. You have the climate controls, which are nicely laid out, along with the buttons underneath. I've said this in multiple review videos before, but I really like how vehicles now, or most vehicles, don't have a lot of buttons in the center. It just cleans it up a bit, and you still have all the technology and all the features you want. And then last up, moving on to all of the materials. As we saw in the earlier portion of the video, there's leather everywhere, there's brushed aluminum, you have Alcantara on the door here, more aluminum running across the center of the dash. Everything is just very nice. Audis have very nice interiors. I don't think I've been in an Audi that didn't have an interior that I liked. Everything just has a premium feel to it. Well, that's gonna wrap up my walk around review and test drive in the 2019 Audi S4. Once again, huge shout out to Audi Greenville for providing this vehicle for me today. Definitely check out their website. That will be in the description below. Also, don't forget about the GoPro giveaway. All you have to do to be eligible is be a subscriber to the channel and comment on videos. At the end of January, we are going to pick the video that has the most comments and then pick a random winner from that video. So that's all you have to do. Be a subscriber and comment on videos, and you can win a GoPro. That's gonna wrap it up for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to give it a huge thumbs up, smash that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video.